Hi, I'm Fletch. I'm the lead game mechanics designer on Gambit. And last time we were here, we talked about IPs and how those get translated into game mechanics for board games and video games, and how Gambit is all about using board games as the IP for a video game. When I design a game, whether it's a board game or a video game, I like to work backwards. I look at what my goal is for the experience. What do I want to see people put on the table? What do I want to see them having fun with over the course of the game? And then I figure out what the mechanics are and materials needed to get that experience realized. When Tyler first told me about Gambit, he had some of that vision already. He knew he wanted to build a video game where you could put units on a board and send them down to fight the enemy, almost auto-battler style. Auto-battlers are a video game type, very popular, very common, where you put your units on the battlefield and they march until they come up against an enemy and they fight their enemy, and then eventually they kind of run out of points and they fade off the board. And one player will overwhelm the other. Now in Gambit, Tyler's idea was to give you an avatar within the game, a faction leader, and the faction leader would have a certain command radius where, as long as your units were inside that radius, you could refine their orders and continue controlling them. But once they got outside that radius, they were on their own. With that, he allowed the faction leader to move. And that to me is kind of fascinating, because what it does is it creates this dynamic where if I keep my faction leader marching down the field, I get better control and more refined strategy when I'm attacking the Obsidian King and his army of chess pieces. But I'm putting my faction leader at risk, and if my faction leader gets toppled, that's game over. Or I could hold back and play more the auto-battler game, but then, once all of my pieces are down the field and I'm still in the backfield, I can't really respond very well to changes in the Obsidian King strategy. So we figured that out. We figured out that this game is going to be about using cards and focus points to play those cards onto the battlefield. We figured out roughly how big the board was going to be. It's a hex board, hexagonal spaces on the board. We can put terrain on it. We can do all kinds of other cool things. That's the end vision. Now I'm filling in all of the mechanics that get us there. And there are a couple of other cool identifiers for this game that are part of that final vision, that final experience that I'm going to talk about next time. So I'll let you go. Stay tuned, stick around. We've got a lot of fun stuff that we're going to be revealing in these videos, and I hope to talk to you again soon.